Hilif, that means that we were always here.
This is the land of Coyote, Sinkalip, the land of Inhaha Itqua, the lake creature. This is all Kulanchutin's creation, and we are Skaluch. We are people. We are Sukanaken.
In Chuckan Skaluch, in Chuckan Sukanakenach, Kindash Sinkalip. I am a person. I am Okanagan, and I'm from the Coyote people.
My ancestors been here for a very long time.
Hey, oh, oh. We must know who our families are and who our relatives are and who our community and nation are. Hey, oh, oh, hey, oh.
That unity and that sharing and caring and being very respectful of one another, being very respectful of whether it's youth or an elder. It's our way of life.
Ever since a kid, we were always up here. It seemed like we spent most of our time up here. We used to ride our bikes. Like I used to ride my bike, like one speed bike all over the range up here now. On a mountain bike, I have a hard time. 21 speed. We used to hunt up here. We used to make our own little spears, go hunting for whatever, try to get grouse and things like that, but I think we only end up with squirrels.
Our hunting places and our fishing places is where you know when to go fishing and when to go hunting. And you know all of this because it was put there by your Creator.
These gifts from our Creator not only gave our people the wisdom and knowledge of nature's ever-changing conditions, but readied us for many new challenges our people were to face.
We were talking about what your mom did too. Can you tell us what your mom did?
Oh, well, she used to tan hide, make buckskin and sew gloves, take them town and sell them. They didn't get much for them those days.
First Nations come from a working culture. Our ancestors worked hard for a living, and that's what we all have to get back to, is stand on my own 2 feet, support myself, work for a living.
I started Little Kingdom because I saw a need for gas and necessary items that are running all the way to town for it. And I guess what inspired me was my auntie Sarah and Jimmy Bono. Uncle Jimmy Bono had a store down there years ago.
In our family, there was also team ropers. A lot of boys were team ropers, like Robert, he was one started. Howard, and then Leo and Jackson. Heck, a whole bunch. Team rope. And we still have Jay and Ben, they're active bronc riders.
We shoe steer in the chutes. We hit the chutes so they can practice and we warm horses up. That's what we do.
What a life you guys got, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Love living out here. It's beautiful out here.
I think this is a beautiful country we live in. Especially on this part of the country.
We've had quite a few world champions come off right from this reserve here.
Go ahead, let's go.
excellent time for myself to be Okanagan. I'm really proud to be doing what I'm doing, working with these guys and for the fish. Like I said, it's not for myself. I've enjoyed my time with the fish, sockeye, doing commercial fishing, but it's just this is actually much more challenging to try and put fish back than to take it out. We are science-based. Everything that we do has a purpose, a reason for why we're doing it, and everything that we do through the data, there's reports written up, and these reports circulate through DFO, through all the other agencies out there. Historically, the salmon and kokanee have kept our people alive.
Traditionally, ceremonies mark the beginning of the fishing season. In late summer, the people gather to honor the sockeye and give thanks to the Creator for providing the salmon to the people. As is consistent with Okanagan tradition, the salmon chief led the ceremony. Okanagan legends and natural laws are passed down through repeated storytelling to successive generations. The Creator assigned this task to Sinkalip, Coyote. It was his responsibility to teach the people as well as make way for the arrival of the newcomer. The stories of Coyote are a testimony to the intention of the Creator and the continuous position the Insilksteen maintain as stewards of the environment.
We're here with this land since time immemorial, just like everybody else is where they're from. But the most important thing about that is that we're all here together, that we're all human beings. Sure, I acknowledge my heritage, my people, this land. I'm proud, and it has nothing to do with pride, really. It's in me. It's part of my life. It's part of who I am.
A strong connection to the land and our history unifies us as a people. The Unity Trek retraces the steps of the ancestors and inspires people from all over the continent to join together.
It's a life-altering journey. It's an awakening for Native spirituality when you journey like that with people. In 1996, February 12th, is when I first heard Orville Looking Horse talk about the ride, the Unity Ride, and what it's done for their people. So that's what I wanted for our own Okanagan people when we brought it through the Okanagan Territory in 2001. So the first year is when the horses joined with the canoes to travel from Pillar Lake to Brewster, Washington. That's full length of Okanagan Lake and Okanagan River.
My dream is to come right from the head of the lake, through the water, on canoes, all the way right down to the Columbia River. That is our Okanagan area. That belongs to the Okanagan people.
Louise Gabriel knew that to build traditional canoes in the spirit of our ancestors would reunite and reaffirm the pride of a people. It was like turning back the pages of time.
We'll make a celebration out of it at each reserve if we can. When the canoes come in, we're there to meet them and have a bit of a celebration. Yeah. I knew I was going to put you guys to work sometime.
Hello, Auntie.
It was very wonderful to have an elder, Louise Gabriel, to share her vision of the journey also. And we, willingly joined them with the horses. you know that you have the community's blessing and support when the elders and the youth come together.
The main feature of a nation is language.
Even though I was away at school, I still remember the language and I can still speak it, And to me, it's a benefit. You can express yourself better in your own native language, Where in English you can't find the words for certain words. That's the advantage, that I think that everybody should take into consideration.
Is Quishner Kostin, is een Golden, is een Pintkten. Is een Lachptan, en Melkate, Kotekal, Kalsa Kapmach, or Lissi Wapmach, as Tatskal Hapnai Kiuhtal Kats Omschil. My name is Nirkostin. My English name is Glenn Douglas. I was born in Penticton and raised in the Smilkameen of the Tla'kapmuk country, the Thompson and Shuswap country, and in the United States below the border.
Let this be a time to tell stories and remember the Chukchi. Only after this can you take more, and let this be no more that you will need to survive until the salmon comes again.
What I'd like to see more of is the culture and the language, have that reinstilled in the community. Like as Terry Harris said, that we almost lost it. Is there still hope for it? And to me, as long as you're wanting it, there's still hope for it.
I also got to remember the traditional or the cultural education. That's just as important. And the Okanagan people, it doesn't matter, whether you're going after your doctorate, your master's or bachelor's, whatever it is, you should also balance that off with some Okanagan teachings. My encouragement to all the youth is to get an education and do as much Okanagan as you do in your contemporary studies.
Well, actually, it started out when I was a kid. My art capabilities was there, but I never saw it until I got older. So yeah, and I decided to take 2D animation and 3D animation courses up in Vernon. It was a year-and-a-half course, and from there I came down here and started getting into the animation work. Then I progressed, then I've been training constantly as I'm working here.
When I first started doing websites, they were totally different than they are now because technology has changed in the last 5 years so much. But I went the long route. I took the schooling, learned how to do it, learned to write the code because women aren't really into this business, and I am. And then being Okanagan, it's like, wow.
Well, right now I fool around with leather, making saddles and bridles and breast collars, and what started out as just a hobby wound up being a job. It's a rewarding little hobby, really is. You can feel rotten upstairs and you come down here, all that goes away. Just working with leather, and just nothing bothers you anymore.
This piece here is made out of the cattail, which is a material used by the Okanagan people for centuries and centuries. And I learned how to work with it traditionally, and then I took that traditional learning and took it into an art form and tried to produce a contemporary piece from this. And this is a self-portrait of myself, and I've incorporated the copper wire because that's the bloodstream. The symbol of the copper wire is about connection and traveling and connecting with it. the images that came out in my art were very spiritual looking, because I learned to see beyond the surface of anything. Even a stone, I can see beyond the surface of a stone, beyond the surface of a tree, like the essence of life which is in it that I understand is in there. Even though I don't see it, but I see it as an artist. I feel it, it's there. And that's a big part of our culture is how we are connected to the earth.
There's our spiritual leader, Glenn Douglas, who has been running for the last 3 miles now. It's very emotional about these things. My heart goes out to this man.
The Oka crisis was on, and Ron Hall had a dream. In his dream there was a tree, and that's like the tree of peace, and he wanted things to be settled in a peaceful way. What he wanted to do is to bring a feather from the Okanagan, from our people, all the way across Canada to the Oka area right in Quebec.
A couple of the young boys, Arnoux, Louis, Duke Hall, they came up to me and said, "Hey, we ought to do something. Half a dozen of us down in Kamip would like to run." And I said, "You know, this is very serious business." I said, the world is going to be looking at us. And this is going to be a worldwide event. And he said, "Well, that's all right." And I said, I told him it was going to be dangerous. But I didn't tell him how dangerous. And on the morning of the 31st at 5:22, at the same hour that the first shot was fired at Oka, we took off. And thereafter, every morning at that hour, we would do our morning ceremony, our smudging, and then we would hit the road. Meanwhile, there was always a runner on the road, long before we got started, and everybody would catch up. We began with some 26 of us. I was their spiritual leader. The most outstanding sacrifices that these young men made me proud. I told them at that time, as we finished, that if we got to war, I would be proud to serve in the same foxhole with them. And that's the highest honor that I can pay a warrior. I trust my life on him. I'm one of 279 survivors who fought in all 3 wars. And all the people across Canada. The Okanagans on North America, in Canada at least, is the most known people for what they did in 1990. Many people told me I'm proud of the Okanagans. Anytime you come through here, if you need any help, don't be afraid to ask.
Because I work in an urban Aboriginal organization, I work with our people from across Canada, across the United States, from all over. I believe we give voice to the powerless, empower them. I feel very strong about our goals to be self-sufficient. I hear the word self-governing, and it's the same to me as being self-sufficient, independent, going out there and getting what we need.
I guess the most satisfying thing is being that you've done it. You've started out something that you had no experience in, and going against the competition and showing everyone that you could do it.
I've been a foster parent for 11 months now. People are saying, well, you always talk about how we can't allow our children to be adopted off reserve. So I signed up, and my wife agreed to it. I've got 2 children, one boy at 4.5 years old, and a little girl, she's 15 months old. And they're all my band member kids, future kids.
You know, I firmly believe that being an Okanagan is first and foremost. Whether you're a chief or not, it doesn't matter what position you hold, whether you work in the band office or work in the fields or work in the cities or wherever you're at. If you're Okanagan, you're Okanagan, and that stays with you. You're born with it and you die with it. You know, it's a blessing. You know, every First Nation has a lot of reason to be proud of their nation and their heritage and their culture and their language.
This is what that super snake does.
It's really hard to say what it's like to be Okanagan, because it's not something that you give to the rest of the world. It's something that you feel proud of having. It's a gift.
When someone asks me
who I am,
I say
I'm proud to be
Okanagan, because it's true.
We're called Shihilch. That means that we were always here.
But you come from a chief's family.
No, everybody claims to come from chief's families, right?
Yeah, but you
Sitting
do.
Bull or Chief Joseph or whoever, hereditary, right? We're all hereditary.
I guess you guys will have to sneak across the line.
Because we have some ungodly relatives all around us. Shuswap and the Kootenays in one area, and what do they call themselves? Nicholas? There. So with them all around us, we had to have a sense of humor in order to live with them, tolerate them. But we did have to push them back when they did invade our territory. And we have history to prove it. And we're proud of it.
Life is an education. Being an Indian is education.
You want me to say that? Okay. When someone asks me who I am, I say I'm Okanagan. Is that what you wanted me to say?
One of those majestic shots, man.
This magic moment. To the end of time. Ooh.
Wow, that's it. I got a really good shot there too.